Welcome, everyone, to Mindful Moments. I'm Dr. Luann Fortune with Saybrook University, the College of Integrative Medicine and Health Sciences, and I'll be your guide today. Today, I would like to have a theme of transitions that lead us through a guided imagery that is also somatically based. So, in honor of this particular week, which in real time is falling in the fall, a time of transitions of the seasons. And also for Saybrook University, it's a time of transition in lives. Many of our graduates will be participating in a ceremony this week to mark their accomplishment of transitioning from their studies to their new status as completion of master's candidates or new doctorates that we're going to welcome to the academy. And as we are an evidence-based program, this too is an important transition, a changing of the seasons. And just like seasons, people have the ability to change. So I would like to invite you to become comfortable, and whatever that means for you to settle in. You might want to turn your phone off. You might want to close the door to your space. If you feel comfortable, you could even sprawl right out on the floor because we're going to be going inside during this meditation. And when you feel like you're settled in and you're in a safe place, I invite you to follow your breath, breathing in and then breathing out. And if you're comfortable letting your eyes go closed and following my words, this is a good time to do that. And if you just gazed on the picture of the leaves falling from the trees to mark the transition, going from summer to fall to autumn, to the time of letting go and moving on. You might want to conjure up in your mind's eye your own vision of autumn as you breathe in and breathe out. So if you can simultaneously hold on to awareness of following your breath and call up an image in your mind's eye of a seasonal transition, noticing how leaves around you might be changing colors from rich greens, turning into yellows and oranges and reds, and then perhaps into crisp browns. And conjure up those colors in your mind's eye and notice how they're changing, marking a transition. As you're breathing in and breathing out. And in your mind's eye, if you can hold on to that image of changing leaves, at the same time that you notice your breath, and your breath also goes through a transition, focusing on the breath in, and then whether you pause or whether you smoothly move into the next part, notice how it transitions into your exhale, a building block of your own transition. And I invite you now to follow your breath, breathing in, and then notice the transition to breathing out. And in that space between your inhale and your exhale, notice, is there a texture to that transition? Is it accompanied by a particular pace or a pause? Can you mindfully influence the transition, perhaps by pausing longer, perhaps by inviting in stillness, breathing in and then breathing out? As you breathe in, notice are there colors attached and coming up for you? Perhaps your inhale is accompanied by verdant greens, chartreuse colors and tones, textures of dew and moisture. And then as you transition to your exhale, notice if there's a crispness, a lightness, a letting go. And continue to notice as you breathe in and draw your breath deep into your chest, through your torso, filling your lungs. And notice what it feels like to be inside of that breath. And as you release out your exhale, notice what that transition from the inhale to the exhale feels like. And continue to follow your breath as you breathe in and nourish yourself. And as you breathe out, letting go of what you no longer need. And as you continue to breathe in, notice if you can draw in what you need and what nourishes you a little bit further, a little bit deeper into the very cells of your body. And notice what it feels like to nurture yourself with your breath down to the very cells of your being. And in this rich garden and forest of your body and being, then allow yourself to transition to letting go of what no longer serves you, of what you are ready to release. And as you continue to breathe in and follow your breath, notice that each inhalation and exhalations is a season in itself. And with each breath you take in, the cells that you're nourishing have changed ever so slightly from the cycle that came before. Breathing in, releasing, transitioning to breathing out. And as you continue to breathe in these cycles of taking in and releasing, you might consider that in the process you are becoming a slightly different version of yourself with each breath cycle, each inhalation. Transitioning to a slightly different version of you. down to the very cells of your being. And just notice. Notice what that feels like. You can bring in that awareness, the awareness of breathing in to nourish yourself and transitioning to letting go. Just like the seasons. And if during this time of noticing your cycle of breathing in, transitioning to breathing out, anything has come up for you, anything that you might want to name or be aware of, you might just want to make a little note for yourself in your mind's eye, something that you can return to later, something that might help with the insight of your becoming. I invite you to take several more generous breaths in. And whatever journey you have been making in your mind's eye and your own somatic awareness through this meditation, begin to step out of it. Begin to prepare yourself to come back to the natural attitude, the places you're going to go next. And slowly as you are coming back to awareness, I'd like to share with you a verse from Mishkan Tefillah on becoming. Once or twice in a lifetime, a man or woman may choose a radical leaving, having heard Lek Leka, go forth. God disturbs us toward our destiny by hard events and by freedom's now urgent voice, which explode and confirm who we are. We don't like leaving, but God loves becoming. Unquote. So whatever that means to you, you might want to reflect back on that in the process of becoming as you take one more good, generous breath in. And when you're ready, very gently, when you're ready, begin to flutter your eyes open and take time returning, because as your eyes begin to open or refocus, you might acknowledge that you and the people gathered here in this shared space are in a meditative state. You might choose not to speak for now, or if you speak, to speak from your own experience and not in ways that would take others out of their own. Could we remain a while longer with a sense of presence to our own and others' experience? That would be a fruit of practice. Thank you for joining me today. Saybrook University offers mindful moments every Monday and Friday, live at 9:15 Pacific time. And our audio recordings are on our website and Spotify, and the videos are on the YouTube channel. Have a mindful day.